Hello, my name's Ray Tones from New Zealand. I'm going to talk to you today about a man named Edward R Dewey. He formed an organisation called the Foundation for the Study of Cycles, and I'd like to tell you about some of the work he did over his very long career and the very wide range of fields that he studied in cycles. This is the result of some of his work, these books here. Some are pretty substantial. Masses of material, graphs and so on there, that he studied cycles and all sorts of things. So we'll have a look at some of that. In particular, I'll look at one area which he summarised a lot of the findings that he had made. In doing this summary, he went to the famous physicist Richard Feynman, and he said to him, under what conditions would we accept that something is indeed a cycle? And he took that advice. So we'll have a look at that as well. These are just some of the areas in which he made reports of finding cycles in the natural sciences, biology, many different branches of sciences there. Here's a graph of more than 200 years of Canadian lynx data showing how it's regularly gone up and down a cycle of 9.6 years from the 1700s through to the 1900s. So that's what we mean by a cycle. Something that goes through a process and returns to the original state. It goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. And it does that on at least a reasonably regular basis. It doesn't have to be absolutely strictly regular to be called a cycle. For example, the sunspot cycle averages 11 years, but in fact the sun its cycles vary. Quite often they're 10 years or 12 years, and sometimes even less or even more than that. But it's very definitely a cycle of a process that's repeating at regular intervals. And there's often a reason why an individual cycle will have variations in it. So if you like, the cycles themselves, the rate at which the cycle goes may also have cycles. This is not uncommon. I'm going to read you what Richard Feynman told Edward Dewey. He says, I'm indebted to Professor Richard P. Feynman, theoretical physicist of the California Institute of Technology at Pasadena, for the basic structure of this article. Professor Feynman once said to me, in regard to cycles, the proper scientific assumption is to start with is that they are chance. If they cannot reasonably be chance, the next assumption should be that they are caused within the phenomena of the system of which the phenomena is an interacting part. Only if the cycles cannot be the result of chance or endogenous causes should we undertake to postulate external or exogenous causes. This formula of Professor Feynman's has constituted the basic philosophy of the Foundation from that day to this, is the framework around which the following paper has been built. When Dewey mentions the Foundation, he means the Foundation for the Study of Cycles, an organisation which he was largely responsible for starting back in the early 1940s, when he had come across some information about stock market cycles and other cycles in the economy. He was an economist originally, and he then found out about that there had been a previous conference which was a group of scientists, biologists, climatologists, geologists and others that got together and had a general discussion on the fact that there did seem to be cycles pervading all things, and quite often the same cycle was found in different unrelated things. So when Dewey found out about this, he made a request to the person who organised that conference, who then gathered all these people together and started up this organisation called the Foundation for the Study of Cycles. And it had a large number of eminent scientists and eminent business and government officials belong to it.